Hello and welcome back to our Green Agritainment video course. I'm Flavia Gesmerlan, and in this fourth episode, we will be addressing and learning how to solve another common problematic aspect. A good route still loses energy if pace and directions are unclear. By the end of this episode, you will learn how to set a realistic cadence, add rest pockets, and speak clear directions that keep groups moving smoothly from gate to goodbye. Let's start by talking about cadence. Cadence is the rhythm of your visit, the timing of talking, moving, doing, pausing, and peaking. It is how your tour breathes. Why it matters? Because without cadence, energy spikes and crashes. With cadence, guests stay comfortable, curious, and ready to learn. Cadence supposes both the peak and rule and simple attention recovery. How this can serve you? It gives you control over when attention rises and when it rests, so your key messages land and your timings remain predictable. Setting a cadence starts with a simple plan. For example, we will place a spark every 8 to 12 minutes to lift energy. We will include a rest pocket every 20 minutes, shade, a bench, or a water pause. We will trim talking by 10% and replace it with one quick action. That's a simple plan for setting the cadence. Let's move on to wayfinding. This is how people know where to go next, through words, landmarks, and small cues. Why it matters? Because when direction is unclear, attention drains into uncertainty. Clear wayfinding returns focus to you and to the experience. How this serves you? It prevents stragglers, shortens transitions, and reduces questions like, where now? So your story can flow without interruptions. Wayfinding is a language of its own, and here are the patterns you need to use verbatim. First, time plus direction. We are heading to the barn 2 minutes this way. Second, landmark and action. Please follow the straw path to the left. Third, pause location. We will pause in the shade by the walnut tree. Fourth, group shape. Walk 2 by 2, please, and keep the path clear. 5. The regroup cue. If you are ahead, wait by the red gate so we stay together. When it comes to speaking wayfinding, always apply the consistency rule. Repeat the same phrasing all day. Familiar words reduce load for children, elders, and multilingual groups. Now, let's learn how to fix bottlenecks, those slow points where people queue, crowd, or hesitate. They create friction and then attention drops. Why they happen? Because capacity mismatch, long setup time, narrow paths, or unclear instructions can occur. Why it matters? Because unblocking them turns waiting time into engagement time, and you split complex moments into simple lanes. Here are a few practical techniques that you can use to fix bottlenecks in your tour right away. Number 1, the staggered start. This fixes a single large group clogging a narrow path or a small stop. Use it in the very beginning or before any tight station, such as a field plot, a small shed, or a narrow gate. How to do it? First, pre-brief both groups by saying, we'll move in 2 waves, 1 minute apart. Then you tell Group A with me to the field, and you tell the rest, Group B, follow the straw path in 1 minute to the same spot, and then you start moving right away. The next strategy is the 2-lane tasting. This fixes the issue of a single server causing a long tasting queue and drifting attention. Use this for any tasting with more than 10 guests or when samples require both pouring and explaining. How to do it? Create 2 parallel lanes with clear verbal signs. Lane 1 pour, lane 2 explain. Place lanes side by side so guests can pivot from one to the other in seconds. Then we also have the queue activity. This fixes idle time that drains attention while people wait, and it can be used for any predictable wait, whether it's a tasting, the restroom, a narrow gate, or a tractor crossing. How you do this? You pre-position a tiny demo within arm's reach of the queue, for example, the drip and watch. You tell the queuers, while you wait, watch these 5 drops. Which side disappears first? You count to 10 silently and then deliver the one-sentence sustainability link and the thank you. Reset and repeat for the next people in line. You can also use the park and brief zone technique. This fixes crowds drifting in during a demo, missing the start, or asking repeats. It should be used before any demo where visibility matters, such as a barn, a machinery, or craft. How you do it? First, choose a visible boundary, a rope, a line of hay bales, or a shaded patch. Stand where all guests can see and check sightliness for small adults and children. It should sound like this. Let's gather here first. When everyone can see, we will start. Wait about 10 to 15 seconds. Make sure you make eye contact around the group. Give the brief first, then start the action and confirm right away. Can everyone see this? If not, please take one step left. There is another technique you can use, which is called the split view and rotate. This fixes one small action point being blocked by many eyes or hands and should be used for any hands-on or close-look stop where only a few can interact at once. How to do it? Create Station A, which is a watch demo, and Station B, where you do a micro activity. Decide a rotation time, for example, 2 minutes, and the signal, a raised hand or a chime. Instruct your guests. Half of us will watch the demo and half will try the micro activity. We will be switching in 2 minutes. You will start a timer, and when the time is up, signal and swap. I would like to wrap up this episode by providing you with a practical emergency kit, respectively a kit of quick rescue phrases. These are short, ready-to-say lines that restart attention in under 10 seconds. Why they work? Because they invite a micro action or decision. They reset bodies and minds without breaking the schedule. Here's how to use them. Say one phrase, wait for the action, then deliver one sentence of meaning. To activate the body, say, try this for 10 seconds. Touch straw, then soil. Which one is cooler? To activate the senses, say, take one deep breath. What plant can you smell? To activate choice, say, hands up, mulch or bare soil feels better underfoot. To activate social, turn to a partner, share one tip in 5 seconds. To activate focus, invite them to look at the top leaf. What color change do you notice? To activate curiosity, say, predict which jar settles first. We will be checking in 1 minute. In this episode, we learn how to set a breathable cadence, we practice spoken wayfinding, and turn bottlenecks into clean flows with quick rescue phrases. In the next episode, we will learn to ensure inclusive engagement for all ages and abilities using simple and practical adaptations. Thank you for refining your craft with intention. Find one place to pause, one phrase to guide, and one bottleneck to release. These precise, visible changes do more than stabilize attention. They create a sense of ease. And in that ease, your hospitality feels effortless, authentic, and deeply human. Thank you for watching me today, and I can't wait to guide you through the next episode. Goodbye.